Hey everyone, so I am out in sort of my front side yard. Just wanted to show you guys some of the things that are fully leafed out, blooming, budding. It's early April. Things have started to really come up, so it's very, very exciting. So I have these 3 spirea. These were again planted by the original landscaper, so I'm not sure of the variety. But again, sorry about the background noise. Not the frogs, just the tree work. This hellebore is looking really pretty. Again, not sure of the variety. I just picked them up at Home Depot, I think, a few years ago. This one seems to be doing much better. This one down here is a little bit smaller, but still has some flowers. Hostas are starting to push. Bluebells. These ones are not flowering. Variegated iris. Obviously those are starting to emerge. The camassia. They'll bloom a little bit later. The daffodils are done, but you can see the camassia. The leaves are starting to emerge. Japanese maple starting to get some leaves. And see if I can make my way through here. There is a bulb that we got for free. Came in this Japanese maple. I have no idea what kind of bulb it is. It always gets a really pretty purpley, light lavender flower on it. Comes up every year. Not blooming yet, but kind of neat to get freebies. We have some, oh gosh, what are they called? Lily of the Valley. Not really doing anything. Those are a much later bloomer as well, but there we go. Lily of the Valley there. And of course, PJM rhododendrons. Beautiful. Let's take a look over here at some bulbs. We have a tulip. I don't usually get tulips to come up. They bloom once because I usually just buy bulbs in a pot, mixed bulbs from like Lowe's or Home Depot, plunk them in the ground. And usually it's the Darwin tulips that you need if you want reblooming tulips, and I doubt that's what you're getting in those mixed containers. But that looks like it has a bloom or a bud that will bloom. Definitely some pretty pink here. Artiarella. Now I am surprised that rooted, and I'm glad. I thought that had rotted out of the ground, which is hard to do with a foam flower because they like it wet. It came right off the roots. I just plunked it. I plunked it back on top of the ground. Clearly it's rooted in, so I'm happy about that because I had ordered 5. Looks like they had gotten dug up from the squirrels last year. Didn't think anything was going to happen. That one, again, I just plunked it right on top of the mulch and it rooted in. Now the rest of them, there's one here, tiny, hoping that it survives. This clump has gotten bigger and it's got some tiny little buds on it. This one's flowering. And then there's one in here much, much smaller that I'm hoping is going to do something. So, looks like all 5 of them survived. Dianthus firewitch here, I plan on getting rid of that this year. Just always ends up looking brown and gloomy. Hi! Saying hi to a neighbor. Happy spring! Thank you. Got my pansies. Probably need to be watered. Again, Carex Bowls Golden, which does beautifully out here since this side of this bed seems to stay very wet. A couple of Blueeyed Grasses. But you can see the ground is cracked. It's been quite dry recently. Ladies' Mantle. Another Blueeyed Grass. Carex Bowls Golden. Another hosta. Did I say that already? Sorry. Another hosta. Ladies Mantle. Another hosta. Bluebell. This side of the bed is much drier, so everything is a little bit smaller. Ladies Mantle. Another Ladies Mantle. That was like a volunteer we transplanted here. I think from one of these other clumps. A couple of azaleas we transplanted here. Here comes the heavy equipment. Hopefully I can finish quickly. We have a soaker hose running around the stuff on this side of the bed. I think you can see it right there, because although that side of the bed stays moist, this side of the bed is extremely dry. We are under a huge Norway maple. But you can see all the hostas are coming up. This is a, oh gosh, what's this called? Not twist and shout. Endless, I'll have to get the name and put it up on the screen. Hydrangea. I have two more of them over on the wetter side of the bed. I'll show you. This bluebell. Look. Beautiful purple bluebells. And I have some spearmint and peppermint heucheras. Again, this is so dry back here. I'm surprised they haven't dwindled yet, but they keep coming back. Soaker hose helps. Some pretty purple muscari. This is a white blooming astilbe. Not sure what kind of heucheras these are. Again, there's some pips coming up from the lily of the valleys. And D-Runk boxwood we planted about this time last spring. It's got flowers. We have a soaker hose running through all of here because this side of the bed is so dry. We top dress it with compost every year, which is why it just looks like dirt. That's compost. Then we'll come along and mulch it. More of the Bowls Golden. A bottle rocket ligularia, which we transplanted from a drier area because they do need it quite moist. Unfortunately, there was another one there. It did not make it. This clump of daffodils has been here for years. I have some more of the blue phlox, the creeping woodland phlox back here. Not budding like it was in the pot out back because it doesn't get as much sun. But that's a pretty clump. More daffs. I mean, there should be some hyacinths and tulips in here, but I don't see any evidence of them having flowered. Oh, there's a hyacinth that already flowered. This one's a pink one. I believe the tulips were pink as well, but like I said, if you don't have the right variety, they don't always rebloom. So I just wanted to give you a quick tour of this front side of the bed, of the garden, because I don't think I've ever shown this before. This is a dogwood tree. Again, planted by the original landscaper, so I'm not sure of the variety. It blooms yellow, which is kind of unusual for a dogwood, so I'm suspecting it's probably a Cusa, since I'm not aware of a native dogwood that blooms yellow. And he did not leave me with any of the tags of anything, so not really sure what he planted. And in the corner here, there's just a, I don't know, a standard macrophylla hydrangea and a pretty orange blooming azalea here that has gotten a little weird shaped because there was something, this hydrangea at one point was growing right next to this, because obviously when we bought both of these they were really, really tiny and we did not space them properly. So this side of the azalea has kind of not gotten the benefit of having sun, so it's a little open, and I'm not too sure about pruning back azaleas, although I'm sure I could maybe get it to push some thicker growth. But anyways, I just wanted to show you some parts of the garden that I don't normally video, so I hope you enjoyed seeing what I have going on up front. If you did, I hope you will give this video a thumbs up. and I'll see you in the next one. Thanks.